All right, so I just completed this past weekend, 2 days ago, a really long bike ride called the Tour de Rigo, which is down in, this year it moves around, but this year was in Medellin, Colombia. And it was over 7 hours on the bike. There was lots of climbing. It's about 100 miles. And so I thought today it'd be nice to do a video for, specifically for you cyclists out there who, on some ways that you can stretch while on the bike, right? And so this is a common question I get from a lot of the cyclists I work with is, hey, this is bothering me when I ride, is there anything I can do? And sometimes that's related to bike fit, sometimes it's related to strength, but sometimes you're just doing a really hard effort and you just need some ways to move around and stretch while riding. This isn't for something to do there's other stretches you could do if you were actually going to stop, but this is sort of like, hey, you need to keep riding, I don't have time to stop. What are some things that I can do? So I want to show you a couple of the things that I think are really important. So the first one I want to show you is actually for the glutes, okay? And I don't know if I developed this one myself or if I saw it somewhere, but a lot of people will complain of getting some pain kind of in their glutes, kind of off to the side of their hip, behind their greater trochanter here in this area, okay? And I'll put in the video here, you'll see it, this rear view of where I'm trying to do this stretch, because it's hard to see from here. But for this one, the key is just like as if you were to take like a lacrosse ball or something and massage that area, you can do this on the bike using the nose of your saddle. So what you would do is, let's say you're approaching a stop sign or you're coasting a little bit on a downhill, you would want to have the side that you're going to work on, that leg would need to be up, so the top of the pedal stroke. And then what you're going to do is come off the saddle, lean onto the straight leg side, the downside, and then you're going to take the nose of the saddle and put it right where it's sore, and then I want you to just wiggle your leg back and forth like this, okay? And even if you just do this for about 5 seconds, 10 seconds, it's just a nice little break, a little bit of a massage in that glute to help keep it loose while you're riding if you start to get some achiness there. And some of that achiness is you use your glutes more than you think, first of all in the pedal stroke, and then kind of the deep hip muscles, they're also helping to keep your knees stable like this. So in a hard effort where you're really pushing down hard on the pedals, you're actually, along with your quads, you're actually working quite a bit back here to help stabilize that knee, to help get an efficient push with your leg. So that's the first one. Now, obviously we work the quads a lot in cycling. So I think I first saw this. There's a guy here, a local guy named Todd, who owns a bike shop called Reality Bikes up in an area of Georgia called Cumming, Georgia. And I think this is the first time I've seen somebody do this. And I've tried it a few times. This takes a little bit more, you need to be really comfortable, a little bit more advanced bike riding skills to do this one. But for this one, what you're gonna do is you're going to, again, have this side of the pedal stroke. If you're stretching your right quad, again, you would have to be coasting. You unclip, right? And then you're going to take and put the back of the top side of your foot here where the laces are on your saddle and lean back a little bit like this, okay? And so that's the way you would be able to stretch the quad. So you're squeezing your glutes, pushing your hips forward, the quad stretching there, right? Obviously you do it on both sides. But again, even if you just hold it for 5 or 10 seconds, if you feel like, oh, I'm starting to get really sore here, this is a long ride, I'm just gonna give myself a little bit of a quad stretch. This is an easy one you can do while coasting up to a stop sign or a light, okay? The last one I'm gonna show you is more for your back and your hips. And so for this one, you're going to, this one is important for offsetting this flexed position like this, right? And this was really important to do. I did it multiple times on this ride this past weekend because I was on the bike for over 7 hours. And you also are going to, this one also you can kind of stretch your calf a little bit. So for this one, what you're gonna do is, let's say I'm stretching the calf on the right side. As far as the back goes, it really doesn't matter which side the pedal is down, but you're basically gonna come up, lean really far forward and push your groin towards the stem, right? Almost just pushing the stem right into your groin okay, like this. And you're basically trying to extend your back. I also like to have a little bit of, if you can, your neck going back, right? So if you think about it, this is pretty much the opposite position of what your head is normally in, right? So just sort of like this, and you're gonna come up like this, okay? And just going back and forth like this a few times really takes a little bit out of your back. And then with the leg down, you can actually drop your heel just a little bit and get a little bit of a calf stretch while you extend your back, okay? So those are 3, I guess, 4 body parts, really, stretches that I find are really helpful for people when you have a long day on the bike or even just a really hard effort on the bike to get a little bit of movement, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of relief while riding. So give those a try. Let me know what you think. If you have any stretches that you like to do while riding, I'd be open to hearing about those too. I'm sure those aren't the only ones, but yeah, let me know what you think.